Yes, people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. As always, people, make sure that you're smashing up the likes. Make sure that you're subscribing to the channel. Make sure that you're subscribing, everyone here, man. Make sure that you're following all the man them. Big up Jim as well for just joining us. You know what I'm trying to say? You see that fucking top, Jim, yeah? Bro, don't wear that again on this channel, bro. Yeah? You know what that reminds me of? You know, that top reminds me of Sterling Christmas Eve. Remember Sterling Christmas Eve against Wolves?
Sterling free kick against Newcastle?
Broski, not even that one, bro. The fucking that when we could have fucking gone up. Was it 1-0 or 2-0 we could have gone up and Sterling just decided to fluff his chance Christmas Eve. I remember that game and we wore that top. We wore that top ever since that day. I've hated that top, bro. You know what I mean? But listen,
I didn't buy this top. I won it. I actually didn't plan on buying it, but I won it. I won it in the
Nah, I'm only playing. It's a nice top. I actually like it. I actually quite like it. But it just always reminds me of Sterling, man.
But my bad. Sorry I was late. But, you know, I'm just a black guy.
You're not sorry, Jimmy. Let's not lie.
Yeah, I can't use that excuse, Jimmy. I can't use that excuse.
Fuck it. Andrew just said, I'm just a black guy. Who cares?
I can't use
I'm just laughing at the text message that you put in the group. I'm still laughing.
Oh, nah, don't read that. We don't need
that. We've got a jam-packed show today, people, man. We've got Goonie here. You know what I mean?
My G.
Goonie hasn't been here for like, what, 2-3 weeks now? You saying Goonie?
Of course. It's always good to talk football, man. Good to see you again, Jimmy. Good to see everyone on the panel as well, man. Big up all yourselves. You get me?
Big up, man. Jim, what you saying, bro? It's hot over there, yeah?
Yeah, bro. It's too hot. I'm just inside my yard where there's AC, fam. I'm just not trying to step out there and just melt. It's too much.
Oh, it's hot in New York?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Fucking hell, man.
Yes. It's hot here. It's hot.
Trust me.
We're not really seeing the sun.
And in a few weeks, it's gonna be unbearable.
Yeah, it's been raining. It's been raining here, man. How about you, Jem, man? What's the weather saying in Dubai right now? Boiling.
I went and tried to line it for 40 minutes and I ended up getting cooked, so I had to move out of it. So I ended up coming back upstairs. It's too hot, man. 38 degrees over here as well. So yeah, too much.
And then you got Andrew in a hoodie, bruv. What's going on?
That's just British life, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's all it is. You know, we're cold, we're pale, and we're miserable. That's just UK.
Nah, facts. But listen, we've got a jump-pack show anyway today, people. I haven't gone live since a lot of these rumors have started to come out. A lot of things are heating up right now, man. Looks like Maignan could be done early next week, hopefully. You've got Delap signed now as well, officially. Ekitike, it looks like we're readying up a bid there as well, people. Gittens, again, that's looking very likely to be done. And Kudus, that's some new links there. So we'll speak about Kudus as well. Because for me personally, I think that would be a very good addition to the team. We haven't really got a person that could just sort of run through the midfield, a ball carrier. The person that we do have is Felix, but Andrew and Jem, I'm sure they'll cook this guy for half an hour about Felix. You know what I mean?
He'll cook himself. I don't need to anymore.
Yeah, I'm about to say they don't need to do nothing but spit facts to cook him.
Do you know what I mean?
No, I don't really fight that guy's corner anymore. Innit? I think he's gone. Maresca don't fuck with him anymore. You know what I'm trying to say? I think he's gone, man. But big up the chat, like I said, people, and make sure that you lot are smashing up the lights as well. I can see Joey's in here as well, isn't it? Web Sports.
Yeah, Joey in here. We gotta get Joey on these panels a couple times, man.
Big up Joey, man. Joey, DM me, bro. I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link.
Yeah, send him the link.
Oh, Jimmy, send it to him. One of you.
I'll send it to him. I'll send it to him.
Go on. But listen, we had it confirmed this week, officially, that Liam Delap has now signed for Chelsea. I put out a video as well, people, speaking about the signing. Very good signing. You know, for me, Goonie, he just feels like a real Chelsea striker. You know what I'm saying? I know he's young. I know he's only 21. I know he's only played in the Prem for a year. But when I'm looking at what he brings and what he done for Ipswich, bro, 12 goals playing for Ipswich, a team that don't really create much, that's a very good return, man. And the way that we create chances in this team, bro, I can see him absolutely yamming. You know what I mean? Absolutely yamming, bro. It's been a minute. Like, when I'm watching Jackson, how often do we see Jackson getting one-on-ones? We don't really see him sort of running off the shoulder, running in behind. That's something that I feel like Delap will actually bring to this team as well. You know what I mean? And that movement that we need in the box, Goonie. What have you thought about the signing of Delap Goonie for you, man? Do you think it's a good signing, bro?
I've always liked Delap. I've never thought this was a bad signing. I like the player, but I just think And I like the fact that we're still going for another forward because it's definitely going to help him in terms of development and hopefully Chelsea have learned from this Jackson experiment that you can't rely on a striker that's developing to lead the line at a club like Chelsea Football Club. But he's got bags of potential. I definitely like him. I like him. He's got very good work rate as well. Bit of a pressing machine. He's a nuisance. Like, he's very good in terms of like hold up play, bringing others into play. Like, his body strength is fantastic. Decent finisher in the box as well. Would like to see a bit more range of finishing from him because he does like to power his shots into the back of the net. Some placements sometimes and things like that would be nice, but I don't think it's a bad signing. I'll be real with you. I don't think it's a bad signing. Just bring in another striker to take the pressure off him so they can alternate in the season. Don't have it a Jackson situation.
Here's a problem.
Gyokores.
Delap's career is at Chelsea is already over. He's taken a number 9 shirt, and that's best. It's already over. It's already done.
His fate is sealed. Yeah.
His fate is sealed. The spirit of Khalid Belarus will ruin this guy's. Will ruin this guy's, and people don't know. Khalid Belarus wasn't even a freaking striker. He was a defender.
That son of a bitch.
That bastard. That bastard. No, I can listen. I admire the balls from the kid to take the number 9 shirt and everything like that. He's a bully. I like that. He's a goddamn physical presence. Everyone goes, oh, but he doesn't have enough headers. I couldn't give a raging doodah if he hasn't got enough headers at this moment in time. I need a box presence. And you know how bad we needed a box presence, that we were all of us were like, jumping for joy when Mark Guehi had like a 20-minute cameo against West Ham and provided more box presence than Jackson ever did. Do you know what I mean? That's how much we were. It was like when Mendy. Remember when Mendy caught that cross, like in his first game, and everyone
celebrated.
Yeah.
We got a goalkeeper,
and we celebrated.
Kepa hadn't caught for like 2 years or stuff like that. And I agree with Gooney. I've always said Delap alone. I'm not mad on the deal. I like the deal. I'd be mad if it was just Delap by himself, and that would be a big problem for me because I just don't think it's good enough. I also like we'll talk about it, but I like we're going for 2 different type of forwards as well. It's not the plan, so you can have a different game plan for both. You know, if one starts, the other one comes on, or vice versa. Do you know what I mean? Or they can play together because they're differently. But I like Delap. He's 22, going to be 23 this season. Don't really want to call him a kid. But do you know what I mean? So, but he's already shown in his 12 goals. I mean, go look at his. I don't really like compilations, but go look at his goals. That goal against Villa, where he just stripped the man, did the step overs, hit it in the side netting. The goal that he scores with both feet and stuff like that. But he never stops running. He never stops putting pressure on, pressing, and that's what I like. And I think he's gonna. Is he gonna have more chances than Ipswich? You damn Skippy. You know what I mean? It's up to him now to convert them. Do you know what I mean? And that's his main job. But I like it. I have no problem with this deal whatsoever. 30 million is just basically 10 million before 2017.
You know what as well, Andrew?
Yeah.
The fans are gonna love him because he's
Yes.
an absolute shithouse, bro.
Yes.
And we've missed that, and I love strikers like that. Like our last one was Costa. Obviously, I'm not saying he's gonna be like that, but he's not gonna be an easy one to bully.
But he's actually built like that. Like his mentality. That's the lovely part. Like he's actually a Costa type. What the words are you? Region. He's actually like a Costa type. And then listening to his I was watching something with an Ipswich fan, and he was explaining every game almost on purpose. He would just run and just crash into the other team center back. Other team center forward or center back. He'll just pick a player randomly and just crash into them. I'm like, that's the type of shit I love. That. It's just like, you know what? Let them know I'm here today. I'm here. I'm announcing myself. I'm here. If you're not up for what I'm up for today, get the fuck out my way.
Your job ain't gonna be easy today.
Yes, your job ain't gonna be easy. And the beautiful part was he's never got sent off. He never had the accumulation, so he knows when to pull back and say, "All right, I did it enough." You know what I mean? But my thing about Delap was this, right? Because I was literally just watching Never Foul, right? And they were announcing the strikers and the signs, and they was like, I heard somebody say, "Oh yeah, Chelsea signed Delap, but that's not scary." And it's like, I don't want it to be scary. I want people to go into it thinking, "Oh, it's just another center forward." Because here's my thing: if people are gonna laugh when I say this, just think about this. If Jackson scores half of the big chances he missed, he has 20 goals this year, and he barely played. And look at all the games he missed. Jackson missed 19 big chances. Out of the 19 he missed, I would say Delap would score at least 8 to 9 of those. Do you know how many goals that is? That's almost 20 goals.
Yeah.
Remember, Jackson finished with 10. So all these people have this idea, Delap is mediocre. Well, if Delap, because what are you going by? Stats or actually how we play? Metrics. Because his metrics is not mediocre. Stats, yes. Because here's what bothers me. And it's a reason I've been doing this Rodrigo thing, right? And I do it. People think I'm doing it because I don't like the player. Why I do it is just to show people that whether a player works out, whether they think a player is going to work out is all in their head, because the same stats they use to hype up another person, they'll use to down another person. Like they'll down Delap. Oh, he only had 10 non-penalties and 12 goals total. Then I say, well, wait, Rodrigo's never been a goal scorer. That's why I tell people he's never scored goals. Oh, but and then they start giving me the context. And then I go, but wait, why you didn't give me the context of why Delap only had 12? You feel what I'm saying? So I don't be doing it to say a person can't do it, because the metrics tell you, yo, if Rodrigo gets a chance, this motherfucker will be a goal scorer. You feel what I'm saying? And that be my point. And people be thinking when I make points like that, I'm bashing the player, and I'm trying to show them, no, y'all gotta understand. It's what you look at the metrics, and then you look at the player style. That makes you predict whether or not they're gonna score goals. Not if they did them.
Like 100%. That's a really good way of looking at the game, Jim. You're right, bro.
And that's the only scary thing that people have about Gyokores is a bagsman, fucking bagsman. Like you bring, but the people that have reservations, it's not like they're pulling it out of their ass. Pause. You understand the reservation, and that's what I'm trying to show people. Like, if you're gonna have reservations, if you're gonna look at the metrics and all that, and be like, "Yo, Rodrigo is a beast," then I'm like, well, goddamn, you can kind of do the same thing with Delap. He scored 10 non-penalty goals for Ipswich, barely got chances. Usually was up against two guys. Oh, but it was transition and no transition. When it's against two men, it don't matter. It's not like he getting these transition and these breakaways and he's one-on-one. He's up against two guys and he scores. The same Chalaba that this fan base, oh, we can't Chalaba, we love Chaba. He sent that motherfucker to the kebab shop.
Oh, it was peak.
Oh, yes, it was. And he did it with the left foot. So it's like, bro, like, just like y'all need to really analyze what you're saying when you're breaking down these players. Think about what you're saying. You can't give a way how you're gonna measure a person and then ignore it for the next person. You know what I'm saying? That's that'd be my thing.
No, you're speaking facts, bro, because you've always got to look at a player's strengths, right, and what they can bring to the team. Obviously, you're going to look at the weaknesses as well. But what people like to do these days, they like to kind of look at these big names and think big names haven't got any weaknesses, bro. You know, Rodrigo has weaknesses. Gyokores has weaknesses. Yeah, all these players in football, bro, even elite world-class players. Iniesta had weaknesses. Xavi had weaknesses, right? Footballers aren't perfect, bro. Messi had weaknesses. You know what I mean? As good as he was. You know what I'm saying? So when people say things like this, Jem, when they say Delap is not ready, right? What do you say to these sort of people? Because for me, quality-wise, I'm not worried about the quality. I just want a little bit more of a boost when it comes to Champions League football, right? So what do you say to people like this? Because to me, Cunha, if you could expand on your point, bro, are you trying to say that Delap's gonna be a flop at Chelsea, bro? Like, what's the point of your comment? What's your response to these sort of comments, Jem?
Can I just go quickly? I just
go,
have a quick point that I want to make. This Delap isn't ready, but we just watched this guy all year just dominate most of these center backs this year. So like, I don't really get this idea that he's not ready physically. Like he bodies pretty much everybody in this league, and it's crazy to say that he's not ready, especially at his age, the way that he's moving, the way he's already progressed throughout the year. No one can really confidently say that without actually just pulling it out of the back of their head and just making it up realistically. Now, just to kind of back up Jimmy's point that like he's been making, I just looked up the stats for like big chances created this year, and we doubled Ipswich's big chances created. Literally doubled their big chances created. So like, I don't really get this idea that he can't necessarily get to 15, 18 goals if he has an adequate amount of starts. I just don't get this idea. Like, especially with a player that takes zero betting in my opinion. Like, this is not someone that you have to worry about adjusting to the league or adjusting to the team. You have a guy who's coming in, knows the manager and knows the main creator. Like, it's kind of something that you're kind of having to like understand, even if it's Gyokores, if it's Sesto, if it's any of these other guys that are coming into this league, they have to adjust to A, the league itself, and B, the team that they're going to be on. Delap has both already in the back.
That is a good point. He knows that manager back and forth.
Lavia, he understands Cole. He's played with them for probably 5+ years at this point throughout his youth career. Like, you're going to tell me that this guy can't just bet in, walk in, and start hitting the ground running? Anybody who says that is just being delusional, in my opinion.
In a system that he knows. That's my
point. Like, this is my point. Like, he's walking into something that is familiar to him. Like, literally as familiar as it can really get. Like,
you know what's also familiar, Joey? You know what's also familiar for this guy, bro? Ipswich's ground is very similar to Stamford Bridge. He's usually playing,
right?
See, and that's crazy. Match goers with these are things match goers would know. See, I wouldn't even have no idea that.
To me, it's like
similar grounds.
Like of course, like I'm like one of the biggest advocates of trying to get someone who's like more proven. Like, I've been sitting here, I created my entire channel based off of
Ashman.
Like, literally, I created the channel that I have based off of wanting a striker. So, like, if there's any advocate for someone to try to get someone who's a little bit more experienced and vetted in, I would 100% agree. But if you're telling me this guy can't hit the ground running for our football team, I just would tell you guys are being delusional, man. Like, I just tell you you're being delusional.
100%. And before I bring Jem in as well, people, yeah, Joey, just on that point, because Reaper, if you Reaper, you listen. The more you're on the chat,
Reaper, though, the funny thing is me and Reaper both want Hugo, so it's like he has nothing to like sit here and like argue with me about. I just think that no matter what, Delap is gonna.
So hold on. So Reaper is telling me Delap's not ready for the league I just watched him play in, but he wants Hugo. Yo, Reaper, you need take a Hugo and shove it up your. You know what?
I love Hugo, bro.
I hate this dude.
I love Hugo, but bro, I'm even the one sitting here telling people, bro, he needs to put 10 pounds on, 10 pounds of muscle on before we really see what type of striker he's.
I don't even mind him liking Hugo, but his logic of Hugo ready, and we haven't seen him in his league. We've seen Delap just play a whole season, score 12 goals, but he's not ready. Shut up, man.
Jimmy, and I've watched probably out of everybody that you know, I've probably watched the most of Hugo this year.
Yeah.
So like for me to sit here and tell you that he's gonna walk in and be like ready, it's like, bro, I can't tell you that.
The first thing I ever heard you mention, when you brought up Hugo, the first thing, and Joey likes him, the first thing Joey said was, yo, Jimmy, he has to put on 10 pounds. He has to put on 10 pounds. He has to put weight on. And this dude, Reaper, he's ready. Bring him. Like, yo, chill out, man. You got no negatives for Hugo, but all of the lap negatives you ready to out. Get out of here, Reaper.
100%. And Jem, just expanding our point, right? Because people like Reaper will just try and shit on it and move the goalposts. Oh, well, that's academy level. Bro, academy level or not, it's still a massive plus, right? That Palmer Delap and Lavia, these guys all play together. They understand each other's game.
Oh, Madueke too. Under 21, Madueke too.
For England as well, bro. You know what I'm saying? So they were learning and developing together, bro. That can only be a plus. I don't understand, Jim, how people like Reaper can look at that as a negative. Oh, it was in the academy. So what?
I mean, it doesn't matter who we sign; they're going to moan. This is why I'm a bit like, it's just the way it is in our fan base. You know, they wouldn't be happy with blimmin', I don't know, fucking whoever. You know, someone at the top of the game coming into this club and playing. There will be an excuse as to why did we sign him. So I get it. But if we're going to moan about a player that costs 30 million to come to the club, which is literally like I don't think. And you look at the market at the moment, how much it is costing to actually sign a striker, and you could look at easily over 60, 70 M's. Not only are you signing a striker that's Premier League proven, but he's shown that he can score goals at like we've already said, at an Ipswich team that's a lot weakened. But you know my thoughts on the striker. Yes, I agree that we need another one, and obviously we'll get into that. But in terms of what we actually need is someone that's got a bit of a physical presence around the box that's going to be able to take the chances once created for. We create enough. We created 34 we had 34 shots against Ipswich at home with about 8 on target. Like, it's not rocket science. Sometimes, guys, you don't have to like overthink things in football, and I think we try and do that too much.
Overanalyzing, bro.
Overanalyzing things. Sometimes it's very straightforward. You know, when you look at a profile and what's required and what we're doing and what we did last season, someone like Delap and his abilities, he's going to get on the end of, like Donzi, he's going to get on the end of a couple of goals. And the ones that Jackson missed, like Jimmy said, he would have scored. And guess what? We wouldn't have been fighting for Champions League football last season if we had another striker available like Delap. So my point is, am I happy with Delap being at the club? Yes, 100%. But am I happy that it's just Delap? No, I'm not happy that it's just Delap. Right? So, you know, I know we're going to probably talk about Ekitike in a bit, but it's important that we have options. And this is where the bigger question comes is, who's that next person that comes in? And obviously we're going to talk about that. But for me, I've always, you know what my feelings are when it comes to clinicalness. My next striker would be someone that has a bit more experience that can come in, you know, and know where the net is, and allow someone like Delap to have that bit of time to grow into and develop with this squad and under Maresca to become what he's going to become a bit later down the line. I don't look at Delap as someone like that's the now. He could be sitting in next season. Like, my God, Delap, wow, but he's scoring all these goals. But you know, we're not going to be taking. I don't think we're going to be taking that risk going into next season with the amount of football that we got as well. It only makes sense that we go and look for someone else. And yeah, I mean, Delap's a good signing. End of. There's nothing worth talking about. He's 30 million. He's low. You know, he's low risk in many ways. And if he doesn't work, if it's a big if he doesn't work at this club, I guarantee we'll be able to sell him anyway. Like, it's still
for 30 easy. 30 is just UK tax alone. We got him basically for. You usually pay a good 15, 20 just when the player's UK tax. We got him for basically that. We will not lose on this deal. Trust me.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I would have to go do some Michael Vick type shit for us to lose on this deal.
People think that it's supposed to leave the England line in 3 or 4 years. Like this isn't supposed to be someone that's like, regardless.
Yeah,
like,
this ain't Nicholas fucking Bender.
No matter what.
I'll even go a step further. He's going to the World Cup next year, bro. He's going.
Of course he is. They acting like we signed Nicholas fucking Bender.
With him playing for us, you bet it.
He's going.
You bet it, bro. You bet
He's going, bro. You know what I'm saying? But Goonie, how about you, bro? Like, with Ekitike, obviously, like Andrew said earlier, that's gonna, you know, be a different profile for us. Is that the guy that you want as a secondary option, or do you want someone that's more experienced, like a Gyokores or like a Osimhen, bro?
Number one, I don't think he's coming to the club because Frankfurt ain't dropping that €100 million evaluation, and they only want money. So I don't see that as happening. Another thing is the player from there's different conflicting stories, but I'm hearing that he's not even that pressed to leave this summer. They've got Champions League football. You don't mind thinking over his decision. So if that's true, that's already a question in itself. You know what I mean? But in terms of him, not for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Especially with just signing Delap, I would much rather Gyokores. I'd much rather that type of experience, 100%. I just feel like for Ekitike, it's too much of a gamble at that price. And we can't afford to be taking any more gambles at this club. We can't do it.
Well, isn't it a bit fishy though, Goonie? Like I know how much Jem likes Gyokores, right? But listen, the guy's release clause is quite cheap. You know what I mean? He scored a whole lot of goals. I know a lot of them have been penalties, but bro, you still got to put your penalties away. And the way man smacks the penalties as well, bro, you don't give the keeper a chance to save it, right? But don't you think it's a bit fishy that there's not really like Arsenal? They put it out there, they're interested in him, but then no one's really going for him. It looks like he could end up at United because if we get Ekitike, that leaves basically one team really, and Liverpool. Are you a little bit scared about that, bro?
No, I think we will be in the mix for Gyokores. Because what it is, what I personally think is with Gyokores is usually once you've got a release clause, the deal becomes easier to deal with, especially when the club is saying that is all we want is the release clause. It becomes easy to deal with. Once you agree with that, it's a different situation. However, we know how Chelsea like to structure their deals because giving 75 M's up front is going to hurt us. So we might say over. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. So we might say to Sporting, look, we want the player, but we'll give you 80 million so we can pay you in the installments. That might be what's delaying the deal or delaying any kind of talks. You know what I mean? Because even Liverpool are taking the approach of installments. Who thinks that they're paying 150 mil up front straight to Leverkusen? They're not. They're not. They're breaking that down during his contract. It's no different with us. So I think that would be the case with Gyokores. I do believe we are trying for Ekitike, but I feel that Chelsea are not going to meet that 100 million valuation. And if they're saying that they want a second striker before the Club World Cup, who would be the easier one to get over the line? Because you don't have to do much negotiation with Gyokores. You've already got Champions League football. He fits our wage structure. It's not a quick. It's not a long deal.
He's got to want to play though, right? And he's got to want to come as well. Yeah, that's the other thing as well. Like wherever it is that he wants to go, he's got to want to go. That's
true as well. But do you think Gyokores would say no to Chelsea?
Yeah, I don't think he would stick his nose up at Chelsea. I just can't see that. Especially
no way.
No way. No fucking way. No way he's sticking his nose up.
People forget who we fucking are.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
It's not. I just think we forget about how we have been with our wage structure over the course of the years. Like we're just not entertaining anyone over 200 odd K anymore who wants more than 200K. And we've heard that, all right, he was on 70K at Sporting. His new contract, he's going to be on over 200. He's probably looking at like 250K, guys.
200 plus, yeah. 200.
Yeah, 100.
Because he's only coming from 70. So
here's the thing that I'm thinking, right? Here's the thing that I'm thinking, right? He is going to want as much as Osimhen. Like, if Osimhen's being offered in Europe a certain amount of money, and by the way, there's a different number for wages when you're talking about Saudi and we're talking about any European club. So, it's a totally separate conversation if Osimhen ends up at Saudi Arabia. But, what Galatasaray was offering Osimhen was about 15 million. So, if I'm Gyokores, I'm that's the number. That's the number. And if I'm going to Arsenal, why wouldn't I want more than Kai Havertz?
Kai Havertz, you better believe it.
So I want 3 if I'm going to Arsenal. That because Kai's on 290. So I want 3. And I want to start. So the one thing is I don't know if we put that type of money down. I'm just hesitant about us putting that type of money down for Osimhen. So I see why it ends up being a more of a project player overall.
Ain't asking for 300K a week.
But he's gonna if he's going to Arsenal. If he's going to Arsenal, why wouldn't
he's not going to Arsenal? Though.
But but if I see if he was going to fit into Arsenal's wage structure, he's gonna want at least what.
That's my point. I don't think if we go for him, he'll go deep.
No, he'll know he has to fit into our structure. But if he go to Arsenal,
I understand.
Our wage structure is much different. He could be one of the players that we break the wage structure for. Technically, there has been reports for that.
I hope so.
But to me, a more likely candidate for us to break the wage structure for is probably Rodrigo, just based off of age. Just because of the way that these sporting directors, these owners think. And I think now it's more all of football is thinking.
So if they break it for 1, why wouldn't they do it for 2?
Because age. Literally, Goody, I'm going to get to the point. Here's the point, right? You're going to give these guys, if you're 24, 25, you're going to give them a 4 to 5 year contract in the end, right? If you're giving Gyokores a 4 to 5 year contract at 31, he's worth nothing. He's worth nothing unless he's consistent for 5+ years, and even at 31, right? At 5+ years, he's still worth 40 million.
Let me ask you that.
That's what the football club's thinking. That's what all these football clubs are thinking, bro. Because in the end, all these guys, we've heard it. These guys are investments. They're not. It's not about their investments. That's what we've heard the term.
Yeah, it's changed. That's changed. Yeah.
Yeah, no, let me just quickly read the super chat as well from TTM. Big up TTM. It says, I was under the impression you guys wanted top 4 to sign top players to kick on. Why do you care about shrewd deals at this point in your project? You Chelsea fans sure have changed since COVID, right? Let me even answer that first before I come to you, Andrew, right? Bro, for me, I don't give a fuck about big names, bro. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit about big names. What I care more about is bringing in the right profile of player that's going to fit what we're trying to do. And if we can get the big names that are available, you know, for example, like a Rodrigo, Ekitike seems to be a big name now because he's creating a little bit of a buzz. Everyone sort of knows him. You bring them in, you know what I mean? And bro, at the start of the window, we don't know what else they've got lined up, right? Neto was a big name last summer.
I mean, how well has big names done for us, bro? We had Nkuku, the big name, and the one that banged was Palmer. Like how well has big names done for us over the last decade? Like
Joey.
There's only a handful of guys that are like, oh, big name that worked at Chelsea. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's only a handful.
Let me just list off a few names. Let me just list off a few names. TTM that these guys scouted that everyone likes to hate on, right? They wanted Duran. People laughed at the time. A few months later, they were saying sign Duran, right? People didn't want Omarodian, including myself. Omarodian proved a lot of people wrong, right? People didn't want Bacola when was linked to him. What happened now? Oh, if we're bringing in a left winger, go bring Bacola, bro. Go bring Rodrigo. Go bring Nico Williams, right?
Desiree Dewey. Don't forget Dewey.
Dewey is another one that people kind of putting their nose up and or looking at him. Yeah. Gordon. I remember Gordon when we tried to go to Everton. A lot of people would say, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" Wharton's another one as well. There's been many names, TTM.
We've turned our nose at so many players, bro.
So many names, that we've found before they've become a big name, and now people are just, I want him. I'll never forget the Duran one because I was saying to people, bro, I said, yo, Chelsea should be signing this guy. They're calling me delusional. Now we need a bigger name than that, TTM. We need a bigger name than that. Yeah. All of a sudden, a few weeks later, guys like CB are saying, oh yeah, we should have signed Duran, not Mark Gill. And I'm like, you were crashing it on this guy. You were crushing it on Duran.
Think about this. Morgan Rogers scored against us with 2 different teams, and now we want him. He was at Middlesbrough and at Villa. He scored against us, and now we want him. After he was at Middlesbrough, we could have got him for 10 million, and everybody would have been crushing us for buying him for 10 million from Middlesbrough.
Crushing us, bro.
Crushing us. You see how now everyone thinks he's 80 million worth. Go get him to our left wing. You know what I'm saying? Like the idea of this is to be able to get ahead of these people and not have to spend this type of money. That's the idea of it. That's what everyone's trying to go.
That doesn't mean TTM. That doesn't mean don't go sign the likes of Osimhen, Gyokores. Bro, you watch the channel long enough. You listen to me and Rance talking about the sort of signings that we need. We still need those sort of guys. But I'm just saying, for me personally, bro, I don't know. I'm about to come to Andrew in a second. Big names doesn't mean everything because Liao's never a big name. But go watch that guy consistently. And you'll see how inconsistent he is, bro. Right? You see how shocking he is off the ball. But he's a big name. Let's just sign him. No, it don't work like that. Go on, Andrew.
And that doesn't mean you can't get better names too. Like Kudus is a great name. Like I don't know why.
I think the concept of big names always intrigues me. It's the same concept with we must sign elite players. Big names doesn't mean genuine success. Chelsea's history. If you look at when we signed a big player, I don't think, name-wise, I don't think it's been very favourable in our history. Look at like the likes of Shevchenko and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's a point of what profiles are better. Culture and who's going to fit in. What do we want to do? How do we want to play? It's just all this. Oh, we need to sign elite players. That argument always. They never follow it up with anything else. It's just they have to be elite. They have to have a name, like you said. I don't want Liao. Over the past 2 years, he's just looked to me like a steroid-induced Elanga. I don't want Liao over the past 2 years. So, you know, I don't want him. You know, not the fact that the previous year he was very, very good, but he's got numbers the last 2 years. But Madueke's got numbers. Do you know what I mean? It's like the numbers aren't everything, and maybe he needs to get out of Milan, and that's fine. But I just want us to look at the player first. Forget the name. Just look at the player. How they fit what we're trying to do. You know, how would they fit the culture? You know, stuff not like proper Chelsea shit and stuff like that. I mean, like actual what the culture is trying to be built by Maresca and built by the club. I just think we have to get that. We have to sign an elite centre back. Apart from Thiago Silva, and that was very end of his career, we haven't signed an elite centre back ever in the past 20 years.
Carvalho, that's the only
maybe
one.
Carvalho comes close.
They're dying breeds.
But
I call them dying breeds.
Even Rudiger wasn't like a world class.
Man, I remember we was about to sell Rudiger to Tottenham. Yeah, welcome to that. I remember that.
You're not wrong.
With Carvalho, maybe he would be seen now in days with social media. But I remember back then, people only knew about him because of Porto won the Champions League, and we were linked with their manager. Rudiger, that's just hindsight, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? When we signed, people still dog him for his first couple of seasons, but I just remember him we only conceded 33 goals and he was in a centre back pairing with David Luiz under Sarri. Do you know what I mean? But I just think we need to get out of this. Oh, they need to be elite. They need to be that. We make elite players. Also, people forget that we've made a ton of elite players, and I just don't. And do you know what? I'm just bored. I
wanted to mention something. You know, right? Because we only do this with our own players. What our fans need to wake up and smell the fucking coffee with is 2 seasons ago, we were crying that we didn't have experience. Our players don't have experience. They don't. Those same players are on this team now. They've fought for top 4 Champions League and won and got it.
Yep.
They fought for a cup and won it. You know what Enzo, Palmer, Caicedo, all these guys are now? Fucking experienced. They're experienced. Sorry, they're experienced. You want to know what Cole Palmer stats is in finals? Because our final wasn't his first final. As much as y'all say he didn't really play for City, you know what he did for City? Scored in a final.
You know what?
Scored in a final.
You make a good point. Let me even read this from CFC Daily because I saw this on his Twitter earlier, right? He said this crazy core of experience being built here. You've got a World Cup winner, you've got a Euros winner, you've got a Champions League winner. Listen, Palmer, I don't really count it. Obviously, I think it's talking about Reece James actually.
World Cup winner.
A club World Cup winner, the World Cup winner there. Players of international tournament appearances, world-class creator and Palmer. I'll even add Enzo to that as well. I don't know why he's not adding Enzo to that, because Enzo is, right? Most lost the final together and then won the final together. And like I've said before as well, people, there's a lot of players now like Palmer. Palmer's going into his 3rd year now playing first team football, bro. Yeah. Enzo is going into his 4th season in the Prem now, isn't it? Because he joined in January, 2 seasons.
Well, he played a half a season.
Season. Caicedo got into his 4th year in the Prem. I saw Caicedo play against Brazil and be the best player on the pitch, right? So when people are like, "Oh, Chelsea need experience," I'm like, we've actually got experienced players in this team.
And what they said we couldn't do. Sorry, as much as I don't like these sports directors, and as much as I don't like how the ownership been moving, what they planned on doing, it's working. They was going to put together a young team and let them grow together. Because y'all bitched and complained all year that it couldn't work, that y'all haven't even sat back and smelled and realized it worked. You can complain about it all you want, but it worked because we got top 4 and we won a trophy. That's what they said would happen. As much as the go round you want to say, it happened. You can tell your wife, I need dinner done when I get home. And when I walk in the door, I want to smell dinner. If she start cooking 10 minutes before you get there, if that shit is cooked and finished when you get there, it don't matter. It's cooked. She ain't have to start it at fucking at 9 a.m. It's there. It matters. Y'all watch this shit work and still cry. Y'all know what y'all remind me of? My girlfriends when I was 19 years old, 18 years old. That's what y'all do. Y'all complain like young adult females. Y'all act like broads.
Let me say something, Jim. Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's completely worked as of yet. Yeah, like I know the objective for this season because a lot of people were shitting on Chelsea start of the season. So a certain man, yeah.
What do you mean you can't say it worked? It worked, Don. It worked.
Let me land my point, and then you understand where I'm coming from, Jim. Yeah. So like I get what you're saying in terms of the objective for this season, getting back into Champions League, obviously winning the Conference League as well. You can say objective met, right? But the bigger picture of this project is to obviously be winning the majors, to be winning the Prems, to be winning.
I'm not talking about the overall project. I'm talking about this season just passed. The season just passed.
You're right. That's what I'm saying.
Everybody said Everybody said what they in the beginning of the season. Everybody said what they was doing wouldn't work.
But that's what I'm saying, Jim. That's what I'm saying, Jim. You're right when you say that because bro, you've seen how I've been crashing on people, bro. People calling me delusional for putting us in the top 4, right? So you're right when you say that.
Yo, Don, you can hear me, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
You sound a lot better too, actually.
Yeah, he's on his mic now. You can see the mic. Yeah.
What I'm saying though, Jim, is like this core of players that we're building, we need to add the finished article or players that are at an elite level in this day and age, right? To help them kick on and win things, bro. Because one thing, Jim, that we didn't do.
I understand that, but Don, I wasn't talking about that. Those are all things that. But when you say this, you making it seem like I disagree with that.
No, Jim. No, hold on. Let me make it clear, Jim. Me and you are on the same page. I agree with what you're saying.
All right, well, say that because then people are gonna be thinking I'm saying I'm not.
No.
What I'm saying is the objective that was set with the team that we built, the team we built this offseason, and went into the season with. Even I didn't think that team was enough because I wanted and needed a striker this year. Even though we didn't have a striker, they still got it through the gate. So when they go into the next year, I can't go into the next year with doubts like that. I can go in with doubts, but they just earned some points from me. If what they did didn't earn any points with you, then to me you're just like a complaining. C word.
I get what you now, Jimmy. I'm with you on this one. I'm just saying that there's gonna be people like Reaper because
I'm not talking about Reaper. Reaper's a fucking weirdo. I ain't worried about.
There's gonna be people like Reaper that are like, bro, we haven't got there yet. The promised land, Goonie, is the Champions League, is the Premier Leagues, right? Is to be dominating. That is the promised land. But right now, we are on the right track. We are on the right trajectory. That's the point that me and Jimmy are making right now. We are on the right track to kick on from this, bro. Do you know what I mean?
I'll say this. Remember, we are very early in the transfer window. So I would say it's an okay start, but let's really all have full judgment once the window is closed. Because I like some of the players that we're linked with. I like what we're hearing in terms of how we're actually prioritizing the priority positions. It's something that we've been crying out for so long. So it's one thing saying it, but then executing it is obviously the proof of the pudding. You know what I'm saying? So I would rather wait for that period to come.
No, I hear it, bro. And listen, there's a period next week, Jem, of a keeper, who got absolutely taken to the cleaners the other day when he came up against Yamal and Nico Williams, another guy that apparently Chelsea are still looking at and apparently are ready to do a mad thing financially. But AC Milan apparently have rejected a bid from Chelsea for Maignan. It was less than 15 million. A final make or break offer is expected on Monday or Tuesday. Do you think that this is a deal that we're going to get done, Jem? Or do you think we're going to walk away from it?
I think it feels like it's a deal that's going to be done. I said in the group, I said that, us Chelsea fans, I think we're the biggest fan base on socials, on Twitter. We are the biggest football fan base, like in terms of the overall club and the people on there and stuff. But like in terms of Maignan himself, we have a real big habit of reacting on the first and second bits of news that ever come in on links to transfers. I don't know why. We always do it. We've just got this habit where we just throw everything
Overreact.
out. We overreact. We get into our emotions. You know, we're a very in the moment type of fan base. You know, it's always about the moment, how we feel at this moment in time, but we forget about everything behind us. You know, and with Mike, it's very clear to me when it comes to this. We've gone in low. Everyone pulled their hair. You know, I woke up one morning. We went in lower. I could see people moaning onto. Oh my God, what are we doing? He's only 20 million. We've gone 8.5 million under price. Oh my God, what are we doing? I can't believe this. This is shocking. You know, what's the club doing? You know, and then next minute I'm sitting there going, do you know what? I'm going to wait. The day after we got that news, we got on. Someone came out. I can't remember who came out saying, "Oh, Maignan wants to leave Milan." So I'm sitting there thinking to myself, Chelsea have done great. What they've done is put themselves in a negotiating area where they've gone in low, knowing that they've got hold of this, by the way. Maignan's he's kind of told the club he's not staying. He's got 1 year in his contract. He's getting paid. I don't even know what he's getting paid. I think it was like 60 or 70,000 or something, wasn't it? A week. Anyway.
Let me check it, bro.
Right. He's getting that. And then he's told him he's not staying. So Milan don't hold any of the keys, because they're now got to do a deal with Chelsea this season. Once next year, he's not going to sign an extension for him. He's not going to do that because he wanted to leave. He's just going to run it down and he's going to leave and he's going to go on free, which means they're not going to make no money on this guy anyway. Do you know what I mean? So like, what Chelsea are doing is clever. They're just going, we ain't got a rush. Let's just sit back. Yeah. We know he wants to leave. Let him put a bit of pressure on it. I've always said with this deal, we will meet in the middle with them. They will have no choice. They just will. They will meet in the middle, or it might be a little bit more than the middle. We'll get an agreement that whether it's Tuesday before the 10th or whether it's after, it don't matter to me. Yeah, but it will. I think it will get done, and I think we're signing a goalkeeper with leadership qualities, with experience. Yeah, people want to moan and blame him for the goals that we saw against Spain. I thought only one of the goals where I could look and say,
exactly. But no one's talking about the defense in front of him.
But no one's talking about the guy on the right that I've never heard of, whatever, God knows. And then you've got Lenglet at the back with Kanate and Hernandez.
And Rabiot in the midfield.
Score, they all got 5 or 6 score ratings. So what he's got in front of him, number one, is stupid. Number two, a lot of the goals that Spain scored, to be fair to them, were good goals. They just walked through the defence and bang. He couldn't have done nothing about the goals. Boring that last goal. And that last goal, if you remember, I think it might have been Pies. They brought out a tweet talking about strengths and weaknesses of this goalkeeper. One of the things that they mentioned was bottom right. He's not good at getting down to his bottom right. That goal went to the bottom, the bottom left, I think it was actually on that one. But, overall, it's a low-risk signing. Why are we moaning about someone that could possibly come for 15 to 20 million? What we do with that experience going into Champions Leagues next year? You want to have Sanchez going into that only? Are you cool with that? Right. Tell me. Because the market's not giving you anything else. So come on, tell me what you're right. Like,
Jimmy, you're mute, bro.
Go, Jim.
They want you to buy a pack and Buffon pops out of it, and then we could just play him. And you know how the video game, you buy the pack. That's what they think happened in real fucking life. You buy a pack of cards, and you pick the players from that. Clearly, that's what they think. Because where the fuck else they think we're going to get a goalkeeper of this quality? Where? And then the keepers they mention is all people that we actually don't know if they're good. Garcia, this one, Mama Delushilivili, Mama Skaslasko Schoolie. Like, who the fuck are these people? I don't even know these people. I know Mike Maignan. I've watched them at work. But they want to get these people that they see when you hit overall. You go to goalkeeper on Football Manager and hit overall in year 10. Those are the names they want. Sign him, because in the video game 7 years from now, he starts for Real Madrid in my season. Get the fuck out of here, man.
You know what it is right now for me? Yeah,
Chelsea look at this as a big opportunity, by the way, just to end on that. Yeah, this is a goalkeeper who is leaving AC Milan either way, has 1 year in his contract, and is an experienced individual. And yet we're moaning about us now going for an experienced individual when all we were saying beforehand was, why don't we ever sign someone with a bit of quality, that's done it and played in the
you want to know the best part about this?
When it hold on, Joe, before I bring you in, because I'm actually going to bring you in next, yeah? For me, what's going to be very, very important bringing in someone like Maignan You can see completed passes, right, for all keepers in the top 7 leagues last season. Ironically, Petrovic is number 1, yeah? And then Maignan is behind him with the completed passes. I even saw a compilation the other day of dribbling for a keeper. I don't know what type of error were in people. I could not believe it, bro. But you can clearly see that this is a guy that's going to help us build from the back. You know what I mean? He's going to help us build from the back. On the ball, he's very comfortable. On the ball, he's not going to be making our centre-backs jittery like what Sanchez does. Jorgensen, for me, is actually quite good on the ball as well. Like when you see Jorgensen distributing the ball, it's better than Sanchez for me. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Maignan is going to bring to relieve pressure, to beat that press and go straight into the Delap where he can just bring the ball down, link up play with other people, right? You play the ball. If you go get Gittens, you play the ball over the top to Gittens in space. You play to the other side to Madueke, to Netos, Estevals, right? On the ball, this guy is comfortable and he's exactly what we need in terms of build-up and actually having someone that's not going to scare our centre-backs, Joey. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I think the one thing with this, the reason why I thought it was done is because there was reports that came out, like literally, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, that said if we don't get this deal done in January, we're going to sign him on a free. Like we're gonna get the 6 months before and try to sign him on a free. I think this gets done personally. That's the only thing I think this does get done eventually. Like it's one of those ones where it just seems like it's like they really want this one to get done. Like it's like whenever there's a guy where they're like they really want it to get done. Like I still don't have that feeling with Hugo, but with this deal I have like this.
It's gonna be 20 plus 5 add-ons. That's what.
They'll give them what they want, like or somewhere close.
Listen, for me, look, price is the price, bargain. But I think that's a goalkeeper that we massively moved the needle with getting him. When you look at what we've got at home, nah.
We said about his shot stopping, Goonie. We said about his shot stopping, bro.
I think he's a decent shot stopper. He's got mistakes in him, of course, but what keeper doesn't? You know what I mean? What goalkeeper has gone through an entire career without making 5 or 6 mistakes in their career? You know what I mean? Or anything more than that. Anyone else will tell you is a liar. But look, he's for me, I wouldn't say he's world class. I don't think he's world class. I think he's like the level below that. He can show world class form, that's for sure. But showing world-class form and being world-class are 2 different things. You can have a patch where you look that way. But I think he's the level below. I don't think he's a bad keeper. Honestly, I don't.
And Andrew, if we, for example, let's say we walk away, because the one thing about these lot, they're fucking unpredictable. You could just see deal off, Maigna's not coming, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got Petrovic and Sanchez there. And obviously Petrovic right now is being linked to West Ham. What would you want to do in that scenario, bro? Would you want to keep Petrovic? Or would you want to keep Sanchez after his recent good form, bro?
I'm not keeping Sanchez, bro. I'd rather stick with Petrovic if that's the options you're giving me. I'd rather give Petrovic his head. Essentially, I've seen enough of Sanchez. This good form, yeah, but we hardly let any shots in. I credit that on the defense more than Sanchez himself. Do you know what I mean? I've seen enough of Sanchez for 2 years. What was that stat that someone said like a week ago that Sanchez had like 5 or 6
five mistakes leading to goals. Maignan has had 4 in the last 5 seasons.
5 seasons.
That's what I'm talking about.
4 in the last 4 seasons. Why he had 5 last season.
Yeah, that's something. And he's also Sanchez is also up there. Not just for goalkeepers, he's actually up there as just overall players leading to mistakes for goals this season. It's not just goalkeepers; he's up there individually. Sanchez, to me, if you can get him to, if Potter wants him at West Ham, then sell him to West Ham. You know what I mean? Get some money back for this dude because I'm sorry, I don't want to walk out with Sanchez at the Bernabeu. You know what I mean? I just don't want to walk out. I'm sorry, I just don't. And people might go, well, what about Petrovic? Petrovic for me is a better goalkeeper than Sanchez, but Maignan for me would be a move or needer in terms of it's a type of signing. It's a goalkeeper that can.
Wait, did you say move on? You say move on?
Yeah, I was gonna let him keep going, but yeah.
I thought it was the Zaza. I was like, I'm high as shit.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You know, I thought, let me just be quiet because I've done a split.
Yeah, I'm high as shit. I'm like, maybe I heard that.
Might be with you, bro.
Oh man,
Please.
No, but he's the kind of goalkeeper that can get you that can secure you 8 to 12 points more in the season. You know, the only goal against Spain I would question him on was the near post one. I think it was the second one and stuff like that. But and also the reason I wouldn't have gone for Maignan previously was his injury record, but that seems to have cleared up.
Yeah, he only missed one game last year.
Yeah, his last biggest injury was 22-23.
Yeah, and I just think this guy will also put a lot of not pressure, well, maybe pressure, but a lot of confidence in the back four. And he will, you know, because they've got someone competent there who you know, they're not going to second guess and stuff like that. I think the deal will get done. Whether it's done before Tuesday or not, I don't know. I think it will get done. I think we'll meet somewhere in the middle. Whether it gets to 20 million euros or it gets to 20 plus whatever, might be 18 plus 5 or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It will get done because Milan can't risk losing him for nothing. He's already said he's not going to sign a new contract, so you can't risk losing him.
100%, man, 100%. And I've seen a lot of people complaining about his cross collecting. I can't say I've really watched much of him, to be honest. Like away from Champions League, I still need to do my research. I've just been quite busy, people. Do you know much about his cross collection, Goonie or Joey? Like, you watch much of this guys in terms of cross collecting, bro? Because that's one thing that I'll give Sanchez pop for. He's very good at collecting crosses.
Yeah,
very good at just
coming in on that one.
Go on, Joey.
It is a weakness. It is a weakness of his. But he also has dealt with, I would say, probably like one of the shorter center back pairings that he's at that you've ever seen in a Milan team that you probably should have. Like they had, I think it was like 6'1" is like the top height for their center back at over the last 2 years, outside of like one player there that is 6'4". I don't think it's that big of an issue, but he is clumsy with it. Like, he can be clumsy with it at moments. I just think that the way that we play, he's going to deal with a lot less shots, like just overall. Like, I just think that the amount of shots that we deal with a lot of the time come from our own mistakes and our own distribution that Sanchez provides. So it's like when, to me, like, I think the big stat that I look at is when we talk about Sanchez's distribution, and I think he's at like the bottom 5th percentile. I think he was like 8% in distribution for both long and short. Like that, we had games where he was the biggest, one of the biggest people with that was dispossessed or lost possession in games. And if he's the one that's going to continue to do that, we need to upgrade in that manner. There really isn't much more of an option outside of Ederson than better than Maignan in this manner. So like, I'm all for it just based off of like leadership and like the type of keeper that we need isn't necessarily this like amazing shot stopper. Like we have the ball more than most people, but when we have the ball, you can't just fucking, excuse my language, but you can't just hit it long and miss 2 of 15 or 2 of 18 and a half. Like those are the type of numbers we were getting from Sanchez. So as long as those numbers improve, we'll have more possession. We'll concede less shots. So it's like that's the idea behind it, in my opinion. Like that's the whole idea. And to be honest, you're still gonna have a good, solid number 2, regardless on who we like. If we get Maignan, we have too many options for it to not be a solid number 2. So it's like even if it is an injury.
Yeah, you also have to, just on the end of it really quickly, you have to eliminate the biggest thing that we do as a football club, which is concede goals of our own doing.
Yeah.
And a lot of that comes from our goalkeeper. So someone that's only done that 5 times in how many years?
4 years.
That's a big upgrade, right? And that wreaks confidence on the defense as well, you know, and that's what I'm hoping helps. You know, it's the aura of having someone in the team that has that kind of confidence. And if you can get him if Chelsea can find him at his best again, where he is happy in between the net and he is confident, they've got themselves a top goalie again. You know, they really have. It's just can he find that form? Because I have heard that since the Scudetto, he hasn't really, you know, he's kind of not fallen off, but like he's just not been the same type of goalkeeper. But doesn't mean that you can't find that. You know, he has shown that he can play and be one of the best goalies in the world, top three. But
just think about this, right? Because I'm not really worrying about him. If he's just an average shot stopper, I'm cool with that. Because what he can bring, when guys go to press us and somebody decides to drop in and they're in an empty space, he's going to be able to pop that ball over 2 or 3 people and put it on their foot. Or the throw, his fucking throw is amazing. His throw is better than anything Sanchez can even kick from out the back. You know how when we go to breakaway and Sanchez is always hesitating? You know why? Because he doesn't have faith that his pass out the back is going to get there, so he doesn't do it. Mike Maignan, I've been watching so much, sitting when I get off of work, sitting just smoking and just watching the Mike Maignan compilations of what is the best of his game. And I'm like, yo, when teams go to press us, they are going to get their feelings hurt.
Yeah.
When you go to press,
I don't think they're going to press us anymore, Jimmy.
But here's this is
what can, because they knew
that
our biggest weakness was Sanchez's distribution. All you had to do was man mark us. We didn't have a man up top that could hold up the ball.
And hold on, wait, stick a pin. When they go to press and he decides to go long, that's Liam Delap one-on-one with a center back. I'll take it all fucking day. Every day and twice on Sunday, bro. All day. With that type of setup, you can literally hoof it. You can hoof it. That's a whole nother element of the game that it adds that we didn't have before.
You're adding a new dynamic, Jim. You're adding a new dynamic.
You can hoof it. He roll off that center back. Like, what are we talking about? You can literally have your wingers drop in on purpose to drag men in and hoof it. And have him one-on-one. Oh my! It's a whole different ball game.
It's a whole different ball game, bro. When I was watching Leicester games last season, and they had I forgot my man's name, the guy that had him goal, right? You could clearly see like he was a big part of what Maresca's trying to do. There was even times, Jim, I was seeing man actually playing as a centre back.
As a centre back, yes. It would be 4 in the back, and the 4th person would be him. He would be the 4th fucking person. Yes,
he was so good on the ball. And when I was talking about Sanchez getting dropped, one of the main reasons wwhy I was saying Jorgensen's shot stopping is okay, it's good enough to do a job, but on the ball he will allow us to play how we want to play. That's what I kept saying. Because if you look at Jorgensen on the ball, bro, some of the touches the guy takes, I'm like, yo, this guy must have been an outfield player, bro.
Had to be an outfielder,
Bro, have you seen like the clips of him just like doing kickups? Like he does not look like a goddamn keeper doing kickups, bro.
Yeah, he is.
Like I'm just saying, I play football. No keeper can keep the ball up like that kid can. I've never seen a keeper keep the ball up like that kid can.
Him and Neuer like it, didn't they? They both like coming out and playing.
I was like, what are we doing? Why are you playing in that goalie? You're so good at holding the ball. You playing with your feet. It's like you could have been a midfielder the way that you could play with kick the ball. To me, it's like you have to adjust the way teams are defending us. Like that's what that's what Mike and Delap do. Okay, Delap forces those center backs where like if you do go long to them, we've seen with Ipswich, specifically with Ipswich, he could win a header and hold up the ball in those moments. And with Mike, it's a total opposite to what Sanchez is. Like Sanchez is actually more your shot stopper, like your old school shot stopper, tall, gonna grab the ball up in the air. Like that's what he's supposed to be, right? Well, that's what he's statistically really. And
I hear it.
Mike can just fizz the ball into Caicedo and Enzo so we can start breaks.
Yeah.
And to be honest, after a while, teams aren't going to press us because then you're just leaving acres of space for Delap, Neto, and whoever
whoever's at center forward.
Yeah, Ekitike, you're gonna in space for Ekitike is a dangerous thing, by the way.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Is a very, very dangerous thing.
Yeah,
So-
let's move on to Gittens, right? Because this is someone that we were sort of looking at. The rumor started from like January times. Chelsea are looking at this guy when we were looking at Tell, obviously. Negotiations are going well for Jamie Gittens. A first bid is expected soon. More than 30 million with a little bonus to try and reach an agreement with Dortmund. And listen, Andrew, this is a player for me who, when I'm watching him, I can see exactly why Maresca wants to sign him.
I think this is broken down, by the way.
You think it's broken down?
Yeah, because from what I've heard and I've read, they want like 50 plus.
They can kick rocks with that. They can kick.
It's not a 50 million pound.
We're not getting.
From what I've read, bro. From what I've read, this isn't moving anywhere.
Well, they can shove out their ass. And
So with him, if Dortmund never made Champions League football, they would have sold him for less.
Yeah,
now
because they went on a crazy run at the end of the year. They weren't gonna make it before the end of the year. They actually went on this run and they're basically nobody in the top 4 of Germany wanted
all in. The deal will be worth like 60 million. I think it will be like 50 confirmed and like 10 with like.
Yeah, they don't, and I don't think he moves. I honestly don't think he moves.
Unless I can see Chelsea doing something stupid like that though, like 30 odd million in like basic fee and then like 15,
I see him going for
million
Nico
in like
Williams
bonuses
before they
or
go
something
for
like
him.
that. They could do something
That's
stupid.
as good as it should get, though, Jen. That's as good as it should get. Like you shouldn't get. He shouldn't be more than 45 with everything included.
Oh, I agree. I don't think he's nowhere near it. Personally, I don't think he's a.
But from what I've heard, this deal is at collapse point. So, and that's I just have a friend in Germany who's an agent. So you can take that with how you want. But I've heard
just in case it goes through, right? Because I've seen a lot of different takes about Gittens, and it's fair enough. That's why we love the game, we love the club, different opinions, right? For me, Gittens isn't a guy that I was looking at to bring it to the club. Like everyone knows my thoughts. I wanted KK, I wanted Rodrigo. They're the main two. Even Gordon, I'll put ahead of Gittens. But when I'm actually just watching him and I watch his game, and I can understand why they want him in this system, because one-on-one against fullbacks, he's good in isolated situations. He's not the most technical player in terms of like the passing range. He's not a Sancho technical ability wise. He's more like a Rashford, I would say, in terms of actually sort of being quite direct and trying to run at people and let off shots. That's the sort of striker, sort of winger that he is. You know what I mean? He's not really an intricate sort of link up sort of guy. He's your more get the ball. I want to just run past you and cross it in. I want to run past you.
But we kind of have a problem with that, Don, with like some of the wingers currently. It's like they don't take on their man quick enough.
Exactly, Joey.
That's what shoot enough. That's what they don't do. They don't shoot enough.
You can't get into a shooting situation if you don't want to take your one-on-one.
They don't shoot.
Hold on, man. Let me finish reading this. Yeah. So this is some of the data I've looked at here. So he's a 99th percentile for successful dribbles, which is mad, bro. That means he's basically part of a mad percentage in terms of successful dribbles there. Yeah. 97th percentile for attacking actions, 96th percentile for progressive carries, 85th percentile for non-penalty goals, and 85th percentile for key passes as well, right? But in terms of, like I said, Maresca ball, when you're looking at Gittens, you're not going to be hearing, overlap someone, because
you won't need it. Yeah,
he doesn't really need that. He's the type of winger that likes to take risks. You know what I mean? And that's what.
So Don, I'm gonna fight your argument right now, and I'm a big data guy. Okay, I'm a big data guy. I'm big into the data, but I'm going to fight your argument right now. That data is extremely skewed. Okay, let me tell you why. All right. First half of the season, he played in a more possession-based system where he played a actual winger position. He looked he was extremely good at that, by the way. Okay, so the sample size technically of him playing winger is only 6 months in a top league. Okay, that's realistically what we were talking about. Okay, him being in the 90th percentile for the second half of the season was a lot of it coming off of the bench and having sparing minutes. So when you do per 90s, it's kind of tough to actually look at his season in that manner. You actually have to look at his season as when during a certain coach's time, because there's a point of time where he played specifically winger, and there's a point of time where he played up top at striker. So
Yeah,
like,
if you have a look here, if you have a look though, this is per 90 as well. There's more here.
yeah,
So-
but if you're telling me, you think about it this way, right? If at the end of the year, 6 months, the last 6 months, you're only getting 15 or 20 minutes per game. Those minutes, that percentile of 9 per 90 gets skewed because of how much he's actually playing.
Yeah, but the point, but hold on, but what the per 90 does show is in that little 15 minutes, he's doing a job. So if he got a full 90, a stretch, they're not saying that the whole 90 would look like that, but this is what it would look like at this rate, him playing a whole 90. So I get what you're saying. Per 90 is skewed. It's skewed for anybody you do a 90 with, but at the same time, it gives you an idea of what it could be. Put it like this.
So I hear it, right?
When you do a 90, it's like
I just want it to be clear because at winger, right? Like he was really good at the first half of the season. Like he was their offense, like the entire offense for Dortmund. That's the reason why Sahin ended up getting sacked because it was just him being productive. Like
no, bro. What it is for me with Gittens, right? Obviously, with us not signing.
I'm not justifying the signing, by the way.
Exactly, it's what I mean. We're people. We're doing a pod. We have to speak about these things. Like, do you want us to just be here and just not give up, and try?
If y'all responded to Reaper, you're wasting your time.
It's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? If you wanna hear people just crashing it, there's many channels you can find, bro. Go find that Minerals, brother. Go find many other guys that will go crash it on these guys and not want to talk. I know that's Goonies boy as well. You know what I'm saying? But go do that if you want to go listen to that. You know what I'm saying? Right? But here, we're breaking everything down. Yeah? What I hope, Jem, is that now that we're not signing Sancho, I'm seeing that we're still interested in Nico Williams, right? I'm hoping that we bring Gittens as someone who's just more of a squad player. You know what I mean? I don't really want Gittens as a starter, bro. I'll be real. I don't think he's at the level to be starting week in, week out for Chelsea.
No, I don't think so.
I think he's a good profile to have. I think he's someone that will take risks, but in terms of his productivity and like end product and that, bro, he's not at the level that we need right now. You know what I mean? He's really not. He's really not. So ideally, I would still like someone else to come in, and I've got a feeling. Saturd's just telling me that the club are looking to sign someone else on that side. I know we're talking about Kudus. We'll talk about Kudus in a second. For me, he's not a left winger, right? I've watched this guy many times on the left. He is not a good left winger, bro. He cannot play there. Cannot play there, right? What do you think about the signing of Gittens, bro? Do you think it'll be a good signing for us?
I've done quite a bit of like looking into because again, if I haven't watched someone, I tend to like looking at the scouting reports. I tend to like looking at the stats. I tend to like looking at a bit of bits of everything just to kind of like work out what I think of a player. And when I look at what I think he can do, which I don't think we have in this team, is the dribbling ability to be able to beat someone, make a little bit of space for himself, and shoot. I don't think we shoot enough in this team currently with the current wingers that we have. People go, Madueke does, but even Madueke to a degree doesn't
really shoot enough.
He overcomplicates things and does something stupid. We've seen it enough times, you know. I get I get that. I think he can bring that sort of that offer in the team. But when you look at his overall game, one of the things that upset me, one of the things that I noticed the most, that I thought, which was quite a big problem in the Maresca system, was his percentile for passing ranges from short to medium. He's not someone that can build up the play that you can play off and do short medium passes and sort of break on. He's more of an explosive dribbler where that when he's got that space on that wing and you want him to just go, run it and beat him. Yeah, he reminds me of that kind of guy. I like the fact that he's two-footed, by the way, because I think that's a good strength to have as a winger. To be able to use your left and right foot is very important. I just don't think I think he's so raw that I just don't think he's, like you said, I don't think he's ready to come in and go, right, I'm the main man to be able to play every single game. I think he's going to be very limited in certain games. I think he may even struggle in games at the bridge where we're up against a low block to a degree, even with his dribbling ability, because they won't give him that space. You know, and he's going to have to, try and create the space for himself a bit more to do, rather than go into a Brighton away, for example, or somewhere where you're going to get teams coming out and playing against you, and the space is there for you to run into, which I think he would be effective. So I think he, for 30 million, no more for me, 30 million, no more. But then it's who else? Because there's Nico Williams, there's Rodrigo. I heard Leao's going for 70 million euros now as well. Doesn't entertain me one bit. I mean, and then you got Quenda coming in 2026. So it's like, are we really going to go?
See, that's the difference here, Jem. When you talk about Quenda is better than Gittens. Quenda's got more end product than Gittens. He's a better player than Gittens.
He's just
Someone
a better
like him
decision
now,
maker, bro.
better decision maker. He's better IQ.
Decision maker.
Yeah, he's a better player. He's a better player. But do I think Gittens is useless? No, I don't. No, I don't, bro. Like,
In my opinion, you go sure up the right hand side. You move Neto to the left, and then you wait for Quenda to come in. And
You're
see
not.
what he's doing.
You're
So
not gonna.
left
You're not gonna
wing.
like. You're not gonna like this, and I don't like it either. But obviously, news just broke about an hour ago. We're going to be linked with Garnettra again in the next week or so.
Yeah, of course, we're going to be linked with.
Hey, no. Let me tell you something, Andrew. Let me tell you something.
Just say it.
One thing that's been mentioned, I've been reading The Athletic. One thing that's been mentioned is that we didn't move for him in January due to attitude concerns. Right?
Okay.
We saw what happened to him this summer. Amorim literally told him in front of everyone, "Go find a new club." I don't see us touching this guy.
Andrew, you want to know what we'll do? We'll lowball the fuck out of him.
Oh, David Ornstein, Kepa signing for Arsenal. David Ornstein just drop the bomber right now. Just drop the bomber right now. David Ornstein bomber.
They continue to sign our region.
I move on my way.
So when they don't sign our rejects, they sign our rejects.
Hey, it's a party.
It's Arsenal.
Party. You know what I mean?
Oh shit!
That's the big
T-Rex.
way.
Hey, let me tell you something about Kepa.
Yo, where's Lewis?
Let me tell the man something about Kepa. Let me tell you something about this fool, this T-Rex, yeah? You see this guy? The man of people I used to go back and forth with this prick, yeah? Trying to tell me, oh, he couldn't save that one. Fuck right off, yeah? Fuck right off. There were so many shots this guy could have saved and he's making it look like worldies, bro, yeah? The amount of long shots that are like penalties against this guy, bro. Yeah? This guy, he's a cat in the box. He's got good reactions and that, yeah? But I'm telling you, bro, I've been to so many games watching this guy. I remember when I went to Everton at home, when that Sims guy scored, yeah? That goal came because of him. This guy just kicked the ball away under zero pressure, yeah? Zero pressure, gives the ball back to Everton in a dangerous area. They end up scoring from it, bro. His distribution's meaty. You know what I mean? He's not a great cross collector. He's short for a goalkeeper.
They better hope Ryan doesn't get injured.
I want you to read.
They better hope Ryan doesn't get injured, bro. They better hope.
John,
I hate this guy. I hate him.
I want everyone to read what David Ornstein's put, because part of it at the end, he goes, Spanish 30 years old, he's been here so long, fucking wanker.
Yeah, fucking
30-year-old Spanish goalkeeper. Spanish goalkeepers agreed to join AFC and fight for place. Now, if I'm David Raya and I read that, bro, I'm putting in a transfer. I'm having this guy fight for my place. What are you talking about? I never thought
Hey,
this.
Berta's really good, isn't he? Go on, Berta.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Judging Arteta, for whatever reason, he likes to keep up today and don't like them tomorrow. Don't be surprised if this motherfucker plays. Okay.
Why do they like buying our
Lee Gunner's gonna have an emergency stream 8 hours long over this shit.
But why do they like
messaging troops right now?
They always buy our trash. Why does our trash smell so good?
Why?
I don't understand.
I guess the way that Arsenal fans have taken it, in my opinion, like from what I've seen, is like, oh, it's only 5 million. You know what I'm saying? It's only 5 million. Who cares?
Bro, fuck this guy, bro. I'm happy, bro. I'm happy, yeah, because I'm telling you, this guy, we got our pants absolutely pulled down. Marina got absolutely fleeced. If I say hold that, troops. Marina got absolutely fleeced. We went from Courtois to this, bro. Nah.
Yeah, I just find it funny. Their first signing is Kepa this summer.
You know what's so funny, Joe? You know what's so weird?
Arsenal fans are sitting here telling us about fucking Delap. Their first signing is goddamn fucking
Broski. You know what's so weird about Arteta though? This guy loves his dual winners. He loves his dual winners. But when it comes to keepers, he likes small goalkeepers. Raya and Kepa are both 6 foot, bro. You know what I mean? They're both small for keepers.
By the way, that's 100.
Hey, they got their
100.
At least they got a guy who can save penalties, because Raya can't save a penalty.
Yeah, that's true.
That's also 100.
Yeah, he can't save a penalty for the life of him, bro.
And yeah, how much is that? Wait, Andrew, say that again.
155k off the wage bill as well.
Yeah.
Good.
See, we're laughing to the bank. CEX boys are never too far, bro. When it's time to give away broken goods, it's time to go CEX. And Arsenal always come. You know what I mean?
Now I want to see the
they took
same
Willian,
for fucking Chilwell and Sterling.
bro.
Same
Sterling,
thing.
Willian, David Luiz, Czech. Yeah. How many more, bro? How many more? These man love it. These man love taking damaged goods.
You know what I'm
They love it.
realizing? It don't matter what it is or how it happened. Arsenal has to have a piece of Chelsea. Like they
Yeah,
we
love
have,
it.
we have to have somebody. What the fuck is wrong with that club?
Now that's all of Maignan's wages, by the way. That's all probably Maignan would want, by the way.
Let me even talk. Let's move on now. Let's talk about Kudus. I know Goonie ain't got.
Yeah, I've got a dip in a minute as well, bro.
Yeah, no, big up, man. Let me bring up this super chat first because I wanted to save it for the Kudus section. So big up for the donation, bro. Says I would prefer Rodgers over Kudus in the team. Let me just share what was put out earlier by Sammy Mokdo. Funny enough, he's at the BBC now, so he's not working for Daily Mail anymore. So he said Chelsea have engaged in early discussions for Mohamed Kudus, who is keen to leave, especially for a club that can offer Champions League football, right? And Goonie, before I bring you in, bro, listen, this is a player for me that I think we need in the team in terms of a ball carrier, like I said earlier. Centrally, for me, that's his best position. Definitely a goal threat. He's got a very good technique in terms of how he strikes the ball. Right wing, I think is decent there in comparison to left wing. What do you think about signing Kudus, bro? Do you think that's someone that we should definitely be signing, bro?
Well, I rate him highly, 100%. I'd take him at Chelsea. And this is the thing, is naturally he's not even a winger, but if he walks into Chelsea, he's our best winger instantly.
Yep.
Not even no conversation or discussion about it. He is immediately. But it's interesting because now that discussion is going to come up, because if Kudus is coming in and he's playing as the 10, then Cole's going to have to play off the right, which is what I would want to see. I know you don't want to see that, but I would love to see Kudus down the middle.
Let me tell you something, Goonie.
Coming off the right. I'd love to see that.
No one is taking Palmer away from his best position. No one. Palmer is a 10. He's going to play.
Why do you have to think of it that way, though, bro?
This is what I mean. It's not about.
But why would you?
Let me put it in perspective for you. It doesn't
let Goonie.
I think you guys are looking at it too black and white. It's too black and white for you, okay? In my opinion, too black and white. The factor is both can go off the wing and both can come up from the middle, right? That's what it is, right? That's what we're talking about, right? Technically. So why not then rotate throughout the games? It doesn't necessarily have to be one.
But that's what happens. That's what happens anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Goonie's talking about starting him, bro. Goonie said about
you start on that right wing. Hey, who cares? Who cares where you?
I care.
Who cares?
Yo, this
Allow
is why
them to just play football fluidly on that right.
The main question is, can they both play on the pitch at the same time? The answer is
yes.
And if that's
hold on, wait, let me cook. Give me a little bit of this. Let me get a little stir fry. This is why I lose my fucking mind when players like this come up. Chelsea's in form, and then I see big accounts. People who say they love football and know football go, where will we play him? What the fuck are you talking about? You play him any fucking where is available. He can play the 10. He can play left wing. He can play right wing.
Not left wing. Not left wing.
Shut up, Don.
He's not good there. He's
Don,
not good there.
Don.
He's not good there.
Don. He does not have to be as good there, but he can do a job there. Let me cook. Let me finish. Let me fucking finish. If things are interchangeable and guys are swapping back and forth, if Kudus get the ball on the left wing, he's still a threat. He's not a threat to score, but he's always dangerous. He always plays with tenacity. He's always going for. Y'all make football so robotic. I hate what they've done to people. Like, do y'all forget what football used to be played like? Oh, he can't go on the left. He doesn't have to stay there. If it's swapping the interchange.
Yeah, but Jim, we're talking about starting him on the left. Bro, he's not a good left winger.
Nobody's talking about starting him on the left. We're talking about he has the ability to go anywhere in the front and be a threat. If he starts on the right, and Cole Palmer starts at the 10, when Cole Palmer decides to drift right like that he does,
occupy the center.
And he's actually and he can actually do it well. It's not like he's just gonna be there and it's like, oh, what am I doing? No. If they decide they're gonna go out and double Palmer and he goes and whips it back to Kudus and he has space, that's a shot, or he's driving, but he's going to go opposed to this left, right bullshit. I'm tired of looking at that. I need a Kudus in my attack, bro.
Hold on, let Gyttens that. No, 100%. I agree. I want Kudus in the team as well. And people will say, bro, this is what I mean. Listen, I've watched enough of Kudus left wing, right? Go ask any West Ham fan, because people need to remember, I'm from East London, bro. I've got a bunch of West Ham fans, yeah? I know a bunch of West Ham fans, right? They hate this guy on the left. Kudus on the left ain't great, right? Let me finish what I'm saying, Jim.
And they're set up.
The point that Gyttens was making is that Kudus can come in, play in the 10, Palmer can move to the right. But what I'm saying to you, Gyttens, is get that out of your mind. Let me tell you why. In game, when Palmer's playing as a 10 and Kudus playing the right wing, they can alternate. Cool, that's in game. But in terms of starting him in that position, Maresca has only started Palmer right wing on 2 separate occasions this season. Against Aston Villa and the first game of the season against Man City, right? So in this system, I don't see Palmer playing on the right, bro. I don't see it. Not with Neto there, not with Madueke there, not with Esteval there. I do not see it. So Kudus coming into this team for me, Gyttens, would be more of a right wing option. And if you're playing him centrally, it will most likely be off the bench when Palmer comes off, etc., etc. Do you know what I'm saying? But go on, finish what you were saying, bro.
If that's the case, the manager's going to choose either or. I think that's a huge mistake. You played them both on the pitch at the same time.
100%.
100%. And you know what? It was even, in hindsight, it wasn't even a great question for me to even ask you to begin with, because at the end of the day, even from what we've seen since Pochettino, even you see it with this manager now, that attack is interchangeable. It's not rigid where they have to stay focused in one position. Yeah. You look at the Conference League final, where did Palmer get his assist from? You know what I mean? Right. They both came off the right wing. That's not to say that Cole Palmer's shit in the 10. He's not. He's a baller. He can operate on either side. It doesn't matter. Same principle applies with Kudus. But the extra thing that you're adding with Kudus, which really frustrates us, is the fact that he can actually shoot, and he's got different ranges of finishing, and he's not scared to shoot. He's acrobatic. He can take a long shot. He can finish in the box. He can pick out a pass. And you know what else he does? I
talk about this all the time. That's so important. I don't think people understand. And as a person who played sports growing up, and if y'all played sports, y'all would know this type of guy. From minute 1 to 90, he plays he exposes people on his team who are lazy. You ever have that person on your team when you
Jimmy, let me alongside
him? I've got a question. You're like, God damn, this motherfucker, I gotta step my game up because he's gonna be out here busting his ass. And if I'm lazy footing it, it's gonna be so obvious.
Let me give you an example.
He raises the level.
Yep. Do you not remember when we packed up West Ham, but he was still balling out?
Bro, he had 15 dribbles in that game.
Do you remember? And we packed them, and we could not stop him.
And you see, when I saw that, knowing see if a player's doing that, knowing your team's getting humiliated against your rivals, and yet you're still putting in 10 out of 10. I need that mentality.
That's what I try. He's a level raiser.
And the thing is the mentality matches the ability. So that's a no-brainer.
Yes. So it's not like he's out there just it's all a put together package, man. Pause. If we could get Kudus, I need that in my front line.
All I think of is that this year he was on the right. I think he pressed Miles Lewis Skelly into a goal. That moment earlier this year, that's what I'm thinking of when I'm thinking of tenacity. He literally just made Miles Lewis Skelly look like the child he was.
Like the child he is. Exactly.
And took that ball and went with it. It was that's the type of shit that I'm looking forward to if we sign this man. Because on the right, bro, on the right, he wants to cut inside and shoot, bro.
And shoot. And his pressing would be sick. His pressing. Could you imagine Kudus pressing in that Maresca system? Oh, how about?
And then you've got Delap as well, who's a workhorse as well.
Wait. Add this dynamic to it. Kudus I've seen Kudus be able to back and pin down Premier League center backs. So imagine him out on a left back.
Yep.
With Mignon's distribution. With Mignon distributing that ball and he pinning a left back. What are we talking? Oh my god!
Let me show you. Joey, before you come in, Joey. Let me show you my sign as well. What's really good about this guy? He is always fit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Always
fit, bro. Like the way the guy plays, the energy, the intensity, and to basically rarely ever pick up injuries is mad. I don't want to jinx him. I don't want to jinx him, but bro, it's the Eba. You know what I mean? It's the pounded jam and that, bro. It's the African food.
Exactly.
Great food. This team needed some dogs in it. That's what I think. I think this team needed some dogs in it. You know, and if you know what I mean by dogs, like sorry if you don't. Like I don't know how
like this. I'm telling you, Kudus with
some dogs in it, bro. The last Kudus are some dogs.
If they could get, I'm not even gonna fly. Yo, if they could get Kudus, y'all don't know how much this transfer window. How much I would
interplay between him and Reece James on that right side.
Oh gosh, man.
I didn't even think of that shit, son. I didn't even think of that.
You gotta bring it on. You have to.
We have to, bro. I can't stress that. For me, I'm playing him right wing first over Palmer.
Yeah, and like look how much pressure that would take off like a Esteval and those guys. If you
yes, Jimmy. Come on, man. Another great.
That means when Esteval come
zero pressure on
no pressure. Just go out there and do your thing. Go out there and do your thing. Go out there and cook. Zero pressure on the
people asking the question, you know, Kudus or Rodgers. I like Rodgers. I think he's a very good player.
Kudus
all day long.
All day.
Not even a question.
Not better than Kudus.
Not even. I wanted Kudus. I was upset when we didn't buy Kudus and we bought Palmer.
Yeah, I was too.
Obviously, I love Palmer. I love that we got Palmer, right? But I was upset. I watched a lot of Kudus at Ajax. Like I was ready to try to get someone like that into our team. And now that we have another chance to do it, yo, sign him up, son.
You know what's so funny, bro? You know what's so funny about this, bro? You know he accepted the contract, but we were so busy with Caicedo that we basically didn't even bother.
Left him hanging. We left him hanging. He said it. His agent said it.
I've heard from what I've read, he really wants this move too. From what I've
read. He does. What I'll say about Rodgers is the alternate of Kudus. They can both play centrally, they can both ball carry, but Rodgers is better on the left.
On the left side,
on the right. But here's the thing. He's not as good as Kudus on the left as Kudus is on the right. Like he's just not.
It's like
he's just not.
There's no shame in that.
That's okay.
Morgan Rodgers at the 10 is a beast. He's a beast.
Yeah, I just think that in my opinion, the way that we're like, I just don't see Rodgers playing a ton of games in the 10 with the way that he picks Palmer.
Me neither.
So it's like to me, if we're gonna get someone who can play wing. Like if he has to play 10 because Palmer's not available,
he's gonna get us. Listen, because when I look at it as well, similar to what you said, Jimmy, with the chance creation. You imagine if he got presented the chances that even some of the chances Neto missed this season. You know what I'm saying?
Or think about how Madueke hesitates.
Yeah,
who don't say got time for that shit?
Yo, think about the back post box crashing too, because we don't have nobody.
Nobody. Madueke don't know how to box. He does not know how to crash the box back. No. Madueke's terrible. He's terrible.
So, like in my opinion, bro, like you gotta. This is like this is one of them ones that increases the level of our team.
It's a no-brainer.
Agreed, bro.
It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
I think that this is one of those types of signings. Even I think this is like as good of a fit as Rodrigo, in my opinion. Like this is that's how good of a signing it is.
I don't think people understand how much I rate
way under the radar, but I
think that this is like as good of a sign, like just how impactful he could potentially be for this football club. Like that's what I'm talking about.
And let me even read you something as well, Joey. Let me even read you something. Yeah. So this was his stats from last year in Moyes' system, by the way, which is basically sit back and counter. He scored 8 goals and he got 9 assists. Yeah. This year he wasn't as good. I can't lie. Like his decision making this year has been just kind of run with the ball and just try to do everything. But when you're at West Ham, bro, and you're looking around you, you're gonna try to do everything yourself.
Yeah, I'm about to say nothing there. There's nothing there.
Man,
Bro, he had the exact season as Nani did, though. Even with
so let me even show you
3 different managers and all this other playing on the left.
100%. If you look here, people, these are all the positions that this guy's played basically in his career. For a player to play this many positions, that shows you they've got a good IQ, bro. They've got a good understanding of the game because it's not easy to get moved around. Because when you're on the left, the way you're viewing the game is different. When you go up top, you got to now hold people up. You got to hold up the ball. When you're on the right, you got to try run on the outside. When you're down the middle, you got to try create. You got to try ball carry.
Bro, he plays 8 for Ghana, bro. He plays 8 for Ghana.
Yo, Joey, that's how I discovered Kudus. Watching him play the 8 for Ghana. It's so crazy. That's how I discovered him. Yes, that's how I discovered Kudus. I was like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? I think his number was 20 or something like that. I think I'm trying to remember what his number was. I didn't even know his name. I just kept saying his number, and then I was calling him Kudus.
I just think
I was like, yo, this dude
with better players gets. I think a team with better players where it's not like so where like he has to be focused on so much like he is at West Ham. Like him and Bowen are just like you don't have to worry about a striker. There's no striker that we're really worry about all year. So like those are the 2 danger men. Like with a team of Palmer and Delap fighting people up at the top of the box. And like, even I still think Neto's going to have a bounce back season this year, in my opinion. Like,
with a striker, yes. With a striker, definitely.
Like,
his assists.
He
won't score goals.
Season.
Yeah, he won't score goals, but his assist numbers is going to be way more up.
I think he's just going to be a more productive player overall for us.
Yeah.
100%. Let me read these super chats and then we'll finish off, people. No, it's all good, bro. It's all good. You're making some good points, man. Very good show, people. We've got 525 people in the house, man. So make sure that you lot are smashing up the lights. Make sure that you lot are subbing as well. Yeah, bro. Serious numbers today, man. But Eric, big up for the donation. Says, quit making football robotic. Kudus is a game changer. In big games, when it's a chess match, it's guys like him that will change the game.
100%.
100%. I think you're spot on when you say that, bro. We've all kind of said the same thing. Big Tasty. That's crazy, but big yourself up.
Crazy, man.
He said, just look at me.
Hey,
Hey, I'm looking at it like you know, Big Tasty, the burger, McDonald's. That's what I'm looking at it like, bro. I don't know what.
That was a good save. That was a good save, yo.
He said, yeah, there is no right, left, or center. You're right when you say that, bro. You're right when you say that. I think there's going to be a lot of rotation in our attack. That's what, for me, that's what I think Chelsea are trying to build towards. We're trying to build towards that sort of football, like what we've seen. We just haven't really had the profiles in attack to really do it. You know what I mean? We haven't really had it, man. And then, Eric here again, he says, the Avengers. Shout out to Don, Jimmy. You lot are funny, man. Big yourself up, bro.
Yeah, big up, Eric. Big up.
And then just to finish up, let me even cook Reaper again, because you like to cook yourself, don't you? This guy said, Don told me we couldn't get Kudus. That's not what I said, yeah? We got you on camera last week because we were asking you about left wing options. You couldn't answer, and you were saying Kudus. And I done told you, I said, bro, I've watched enough of Kudus left wing.
No one on the left.
Winger. He is not a left winger, right? We weren't talking about, who can we bring in? I mean, you're just listing names. We never said that. We was talking about left wing, and you said Kudus, yeah? You said Kudus, and we've all kind of come to an agreement. He's not a good left winger.
Yeah, he's not a great left winger.
Don't lie. We've got you in HD last week, Reaper. But big yourself up anyway, yeah? But listen, people, man, it's been a solid show. Make sure that you lot are subscribing to Jimmy. Make sure that you're subscribing to Joey. I'll definitely get Joey on the channel more. I'm trying to say, you kind of slip through the net.
We add him to the group. I'll add him to the group.
We'll add you in, bro. We'll get you on the channel more often.
I do a lot of shows too, so like it's not a big deal. But like I like this channel. I watch you guys a lot from the background while I'm at work. So I was like, I'm gonna get an invite finally, son. Like
for sure, bro. Because I think I got you on last summer during the transfer. That was the last time, probably.
Yeah.
Goonie, listen, people, let them know what you got coming up, man. You're doormat on the fucking YouTube. You ain't got nothing going on right now, bro.
Yeah, man.
He's gonna be on my channel soon, probably.
I just turn up when I'm ready to turn up, man. There's no set time. You'll see me on platforms. Obviously, Don's channel. Keep an eye out because sometimes you'll find me on there. Obviously, Saeed and a lot of the other content creators that you know. But like, I can't give no commitment to it right now, but I'll just give my input in when I can. You know, like when you love football, it's something that stays with you for life. You're always gonna want to talk about it. So it's no different with me.
No, 100 man, 100 man. So yeah, more one-to-ones to come with Goonie people. But like I said, I thought I'd get a little panel together because there's been a lot of news and I haven't gone live since I think since Blue Diaries. Because Alexis and that for Chelsea breakdown, a few of the boys have been on holiday. Like Matisse in South Africa right now. Tobes was away. Alexis was away. So big up, Big Six, man. I see them though. They're killing it right now, man. How about you, Andrew? You got anything coming up, bro?
I'll be around. You know what I mean? I'll turn up like a dirty penny somewhere. But you know, it's I was just saying, Kudus. That move for Kudus will be a real move or needer. So we should definitely sign on that. So
yo, if people want to find it, it's the 54th minute. I'm definitely telling.
Man.
I'm definitely telling Prime. I'm definitely going to clip that.
Mover needle.
Yeah,
It's
I think Prime
You see
will
today?
get that.
You see, today I'm clipping up a lot of things, people. So
Yeah,
make sure that you are following me.
54th minute.
I'm sorry, Andrew, that one's getting clipped up. That one's getting clipped up, man.
Stinker and hooked, man. Stinker and hooked.
Stinker and hooked. But yeah, people, make sure that you're following me on TikTok, people, man. I've got one video. I'm gonna put out a lot more this week as well, people. But listen, man, we've got a lot of things coming. Let's hope that we get at least one here. We go over the weekend. Obviously, Club World Cup. We're trying to get business done. Let's see what happens.
Yo, I just got another ticket for Club World Cup. I'm at both games, bro.
Oh, you're there, yeah?
Oh, nice.
I'm actually linking up with Marshall for the Friday game. That game is like in the middle of the day. It's like at 2:00, but I can do it because the stadium.
Friday's my day off as well. I might have to reach.
I mean, that's not far, man. That's not far.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Yeah, you know what, Jimmy? I'm gonna have to forward you my number on Twitter. We'll talk about this properly still because I want to.
Yeah. Friday is the game. Me and Marshall linking up. There's a Chelsea bar actually in Philly. That's not too far from the stadium. Yeah, so we're gonna. Marshall said he's gonna be there by 11, getting shit faced. So I'm gonna meet him there.
No.
Jimmy, don't believe that, man. He always late for the start times on his streams. He never arrives on time.
But I'm gonna be there. It's only like 45 minutes from me, so I'll be there. And then the Tuesday game, me and Strasbourg Steve linking up for that one. And then we go. That's the game. I hope that should be the last game in the fucking group stage. I hope to see Kendrick Pius. I'm praying I get to see Pius play. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
He's gone under the radar.
I watched him out here against Mexico. Him and Caicedo against Mexico.
Oh, Ecuador. Okay, yeah. I want to see Kendrick Pius that night. I'm hoping I get to see him play that night. Yeah.
But listen, people, this show is gonna redirect you to Chez. Chez is going live.
I'm about to go on Chez. I was just about to say I'm gonna be on Chez. Chez just messaged me, and I'm about to go get me a big ass piece of watermelon. Go ahead, say the racist jokes, and I'm gonna go and link up on Chez's channel. So yeah, y'all can meet me over there.
Yeah, go over to Chez's channel now, people. Leave a little comment in there, say Don Raid and whatnot. We've still got nearly 400 people here, people. So yeah, I'm sure you can get over.
Big up everybody that's in here as well, man. Big up yourselves in the chat. You get me? Love people. I can never forget to do that.
In a bit, people, man. Bless.